Let me say something that might surprise you. A woman can genuinely like you and still test you. Not because we're cruel, not because we're playing games for sport, because our brains are scanning for safety, truth, and gravity. We want to know, are you who you say you are when it's inconvenient? Will you hold your center when our moods fluctuate? Can we relax inside your presence without having to manage you? That's the psychology behind most tests. Not exams to fail, but moments where your behavior tells a story our instincts can trust. We don't always do it consciously. Some of it is attachment. Some is learned from past relationships. Some is simple biology, threat detection dressed up as dating. And yes, sometimes we do it badly, pushing too far, confusing your consistency with lack of options, or mistaking your patience for approval. I'm not here to justify every test. I'm here to translate them so you stop personalizing what isn't personal and start responding in a way that makes attraction grow instead of wither. If you've ever felt like you were walking through invisible tripwires, one day warm, the next day cool, this is for you. I'll walk you through 5 psychological reasons we test and how to pass each one without losing yourself. Not from a textbook, but from how we actually think and feel when we're deciding whether to open more or step away. 1. Safety before sparkle. You think we're testing confidence. We're testing the nervous system. Can you stay regulated when something small goes sideways? Do you escalate when we're late by 12 minutes? Do you sulk if we don't reply for 3 hours? Do you make a light boundary about phones on the table, then stick to it without turning the night into a courtroom? Our bodies relax around steadiness, not swagger. Here's how this shows up. The dinner reservation gets pushed, your text doesn't get an immediate response, we arrive a little tense from work. If you meet that with pressure, so are you even into this? Our system clocks you as unpredictable. If you meet it with calm, you earn something you can't buy with flowers. We feel safe. Safety is not the absence of edges. It's the presence of a stable center. When you keep your voice low, your posture grounded, your humor intact, and your plans simple. Let's grab the corner table. We can ignore the phones for a bit and reset. You pass. Not because you tolerated disrespect, but because you didn't let a bump become a storm. A woman can't desire you if she's busy bracing for you. 2. Respect is real, or it isn't. We don't want perfection. We want a man who can quietly hold his line. Most respect tests are micro-pushes to see whether you'll abandon yourself to keep us happy. We'll float a last-minute change to see if you have a spine without being cruel. We'll be 10 minutes late and watch what you do with it. We'll suggest keeping things super casual after acting exclusive for a month and feel for the boundary in your response. We're not looking for control. We're looking for a frame. Proof that you can protect both of us from drift. The pass isn't anger. The pass is clarity with warmth. If we cancel, let's set a new time within a day. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my weekend open. That sentence does more for attraction than 3 bouquets and a speech. And no, a boundary isn't punitive. It's an invitation to meet you where you live. The quiet subtext we're listening for. Your standards don't depend on our mood. When that's true, respect starts growing in the background like a vine. Steady, quiet, strong. 3. Can you lead and then let go? Contrary to TikTok folklore, we don't want a cruise director. We want ease. Ease happens when a man can initiate cleanly and then stop pushing. Lead once, a simple, specific invitation with 2 options. Then let silence sort. If we're interested, we move toward you. If we're ambivalent, we'll keep you orbiting with maybe, we'll see. And this week is crazy. Many women will never say no directly because we don't want to hurt you. We'll just make you do the math. The test here is whether you can lead without chasing, whether you trust attraction enough to let us come forward. Passing looks like this. I'm free Thursday 7, 8 or Saturday 11 to 12 for a walk and coffee. What's easier for you? If we fog, you don't sell harder. All good. If you want to lock something, send 2 times that work for you. Then you stop. That restraint reads as self-respect. It also creates a new feeling in us, curiosity. Curiosity pulls more than pressure ever will. And if curiosity never shows up, you just saved yourself months of negotiating with low interest. 4. The fear and control loop. This is the one that stings. Sometimes the test isn't about you at all. It's about our fear of losing control. If we've been hurt, we may push to see if you'll abandon yourself for us. We'll crank the temperature, extra sweet, then suddenly distant, to feel powerful in a place we once felt powerless. It's not fair. It's not kind. And the worst part is that it backfires on us. The more you contort to keep us, the less we feel you. Desire can't grow around a man who's busy shape-shifting to avoid losing us. What we really want is to feel your center even when we wobble. Passing here hurts in the short term because it risks our approval. It sounds like, I like you, and I'm not going to twist myself into someone else to keep this. If we're on the same page, great. If not, I'll step back. That sentence can feel like loss to us. And it is a kind of loss, the loss of control we never should have had. But it's also the only path back to real attraction. When you refuse to trade your integrity for our temporary comfort, something flips. We stop managing you and start seeing you. Only then can we miss you in a way that's real, not performative. Only then can we choose you freely. 5. Words, actions, and the quiet audit. Every woman you date is running a background audit. Do your words match your choices over time? It's not about grand gestures. It's the pattern. Do you say you value health and then drink like you're competing? Do you say you want presents and then scroll through dinner? Do you say you're selective and then drop everything when we text at midnight? We don't need a perfect record. We need a believable one. The test is congruence. That's what lets us trust you with the parts of us we don't hand to just anyone. Passing looks boring from the outside. You show up when you say you will. You keep your life intact when we're not available. You don't punish with silence, and you don't grovel with paragraphs. You keep the date short and present, you end on a high, and you invite us to invest. I like this. Pick the next spot and time. When we do, you mirror warmth. When we don't, you don't shrink or spike. You simply move where you're wanted. Consistency like that isn't flashy, but it is persuasive. It tells a nervous system. You can exhale here. If you're reading this feeling tired, I get it. Some of what we call testing is just poor communication dressed up as strategy. But the other part, the part rooted in safety, respect, and congruence, can build the kind of relationship you actually want, because it demands the version of you you're proud to be, even when no one's watching. I'm not asking you to play games. I'm asking you to treat your attention like it matters, your time like it's valuable, and your standards like they're real. When you do, you'll be shocked how many tests stop appearing and how quickly the right woman leans in without being asked. Here's how this actually plays out in real life. What we feel in the moment, what trips you up, and the exact words that pass the test without posturing or panic. When the safety test shows up, it's rarely dramatic. It's the bartender taking forever, the table you wanted being 10 more minutes, my boss texting during our appetizer. Inside, I'm scanning you. Do you turn tight and clipped, or do you take a slow breath and pivot us to the corner table with a quiet, let's make this our spot tonight? That tiny sentence lowers my shoulders. What passes isn't perfection, it's regulation. If I say, I'm sorry, today was a lot, and you reply, no apology needed. Let's pocket the phones for a bit and just breathe. I feel held, not handled. What fails is lectures, sulking, or that brittle laugh that says you're not okay but you want me to fix it. We don't want to fix you. We want to relax next to you. Respect tests don't look like shouting. They look like a small push against your edges. I'll say, "Can we rain check?" on the day of, half wishing you'll be firm without being harsh. If you exhale and say, "All good," when either of us cancels, we offer a new time within a day. Send two that work for you. I feel two things at once, seen and challenged in the best way. You didn't punish me. You also didn't put your Saturday on layaway. If I care, I'll send those times. If I don't, you just saved yourself weeks. A boundary said like weather, calm, matter of fact, turns into gravity. It makes me want to meet you where you live. Leading and letting go is where most men lose us. You plan beautifully, then you keep selling. You check in 3 times to confirm. You write paragraphs when I go vague. You try to keep the balloon in the air by yourself. The moment you do that, I stop doing math. You're doing it for both of us. The pass is so simple it looks like nothing. You invite with 2 specific windows, I fog, and you say, "No rush. If you want to lock something, send 2 options." Then you return to your life. That absence of pressure creates curiosity. I find myself thinking about you at 3:17 p.m., composing a message because now I'm investing. We value what we move toward. If I never move, your restraint protected you from being my entertainment. The fear and control loop is the one that hurts to admit. If we've been burned, we'll sometimes dial the temperature up and down to feel safe. Too sweet, then too distant, just to be the one steering. The only way out is your center. If you shrink to keep me, I lose you. If you spike to scare me, I armor up. The line that reorients both of us is quiet and adult. I like you. I'm not going to twist myself to keep this. If we're aligned, amazing. If not, I'll step back. That sentence pulls me into the present. I can't play with fog when you're standing in daylight. If I'm with you, I'll lean in. If I'm not, I'll let go, and you'll leave with dignity intact. The background audit never stops. I'm not grading your resume. I'm watching your rhythm. Do you keep your word when you'd rather not? Do you still go to the gym on the days I'm unavailable, or do you text spiral? Do you say you're not into endless texting, then sit and chat purgatory all day? The pass is boring on paper and magnetic in person. You keep a life. You show up when you say. You end the date on a high instead of bleeding it into 3 hours because you're afraid to lose momentum. And before I can ask, you hand me the ball. I like today. Pick the next spot and time. If I pick, attraction just did a set of push-ups. If I don't, your clarity keeps you from doing mine for me. What not to do when you feel a test and your stomach flips. Don't send essays. Don't mirror my mood swings to prove you care. Don't argue your personality, your childhood, or your intentions in a wall of text. Desire doesn't grow in debates. It grows in decisions. Presence, boundary, invitation, then let go. If I'm for you, I'll show you. If I don't, that's not your failure. It's your freedom. If you think you failed one, here's how you reset without groveling. You name the moment, you restore your standard, you hand me the next move. Last night I let the delay get under my skin. Not my best. I like you, and I keep phones away on dates so we can actually feel each other. If you want to meet, I'm free through 7-8 or Sat 11-12. No self-attack, no sermon, just a clean line and 2 handles I can grab. If I want you, I'll grab one. If I don't, you won't spend another week negotiating with a ghost. A simple 14-day practice that turns all this from theory into muscle. Keep your life intact. Sleep, training, deep work, and limit yourself to 2 clean invites total. On any meet, try the 5-minute presence reset. Let's pocket our phones for 5 and just talk. Watch what happens to the room. After each date, end on a high and hand me the ball once. Choose the next spot and time. If nothing comes back within 48 hours, you don't chase. Because you're not trying to be chosen. You're noticing whether you already are. What we actually feel when you pass is relief. Our bodies let go of a job they were never meant to do, managing your nervous system, deciding your standards, deciding the plan. When you're steady, we get to be soft without being in charge. That softness is not weakness. It's the doorway to the kind of intimacy you're hungry for, but can't earn with hustle. Passing our tests isn't about winning us. It's about making it safe for us to be ourselves next to you. When you give us that, we don't want to wander. If you're sitting there wondering whether this all means you should tolerate anything to look calm, hear me clearly. Steadiness is not the same as self-abandonment. Hold your edges. I get to know people one-on-one. If it's always a group, I'll pass. If we cancel, we offer a new time within a day. I match effort. I don't manufacture it. Say each once, kind, unshakable, and then live them twice. The right woman will relax around those sentences. The wrong one will argue with them. That's your map. And if you meet a woman who only tests to control, who punishes your boundaries, who treats your calm as a canvas to draw chaos on, leave. Not with drama, with the same quiet gravity you brought to everything else. I want a connection where clarity and care show up without being chased. I'm not seeing that here, so I'm stepping back, wishing you well. You will be tempted to explain. Don't. Let your exit be the final sentence that teaches both of you who you are. Tell me in the comments which moment you recognized. The late text panic you diffused with a joke and a walk, the day you stopped selling and she finally leaned in, or the time you held your line and she showed you she could meet it. I'll be there, reading, because this isn't theory for me, it's how we actually choose. And if you're ready to stop auditioning and start choosing, start with one small thing tonight. Plan once, breathe twice, then let the silence sort. The right woman will feel it and come closer.